Hey, what's up? How's it going, everybody? My name is JInteger, and welcome back to another Friday Night Funkin voice tutorial. So today we're going to be doing the voice of Whitty. If you don't know who Whitty is a big character in the Funkin community. He was created by BB Panzu and had his own mod up until recently. So now that you're caught up on the Whitty lore, quote unquote, let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be doing in this video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to do the canon voice for Whitty, which is the voice you hear in the game. I've heard people do non-canon voices for Whitty, like in comic dubs or for their animations, and those sound really cool, but I'm not teaching you how to do that. If you would like to know how to do that, go ahead and comment down below and I'll see about trying to figure out how to do that. And addressing the big concern in the room, no, this voice will not be free to do. Unlike my other voices where all you really need is your voice and a couple free programs, Whitty's voice isn't a normal speaking voice. Whitty's voice is an instrument or a sound font, or it's sampled. So just because of that reason, we're not going to be able to do that voice for free. However, I'll show you how to do it maybe in the cheapest way possible. I do have some equipment and software that definitely wouldn't be readily available to a lot of people. However, I'm going to try my best. So the programs I'm going to be teaching you are Dark Audacity, and we're going to touch a little bit on how to do it in FL Studio. Normally I'd show you two different ways. I'd show you how to do it in Base Audacity and Dark Audacity. However, recently I found out that updated versions of Audacity got rid of the time shift tool, which is typically a very essential tool to us because we can move our notes around and we can move them in timing with music and stuff. So if you mess up, you can go back and move your note to a spot where it should be. However, in newer Audacities, they got rid of that. I can actually show you right now. So in Base Audacity, I have it started up right here. There used to be a tool right here called Time Shift, which brought up with F5. So if I were to record something and it was off beat, I would kind of be screwed, and then I would have to record it perfectly every single time. However, we know when we record things, it's not always perfect. Like this video, I've recorded this video like 6 times because it's not up to my liking yet. So unfortunately, because of that, because I don't have the time shift anymore, I'm not going to show you how to do it in Base Audacity. However, Dark Audacity, because it's older, still has a time shift tool and it still has support for all the plugins. If you want to try and mess around with the plugins we've used in the past and see how they affect the voice, we won't really need any extra plugins, just guitar, and because Whitty's voice is very heavy, maybe a distortion pedal or an amplifier that has FX presets into it. I know I had a really cheap amp. It was a Fender Frontman 515G, I believe, and it had a little switch on there that you could do a little bit of like an overdrive rock sound. So a lot of amplifiers, especially nowadays, come with a distortion pedal built in. However, you can get something like a Boss distortion pedal or a Boss overdrive pedal. Maybe link the two together. I actually have both of those. However, my amplifier right here, a Fender Mustang GX50, I believe that's what it's called, has a bunch of presets on there. And if you want to know specifically what preset we're going to be using for Dark Audacity, it is called the Master of Mullets preset, which is mimicking the sound from Master of Puppets, which is the rock sound we need. And I have a Fender Squier Telecaster, a guitar I've had for quite some time now, maybe since I was in 8th grade, and that is tuned to standard tuning, which is EAD GBE, and then that's being recorded into Audacity through a mic. However, my amp does have a USB output. I don't have a USB cord long enough to plug into my computer, so we're just going to be recording it from our mic right here. Right here I have a Yeti X, so I've actually upgraded a mic since the first video, where I was recording on a Siren X. And then in terms of equipment and hardware, it does get easier when we get to FL Studio. However, it doesn't get less expensive. So I think we covered all the bases. I'll probably have things to say at the end, so stick around till the end to hear what I have to say. And let's just get into the first bit of this tutorial. Alright, so now we are in Dark Audacity. I'll link it down in the description. You can go ahead and download it from darkaudacity.com. I've talked about this before. This is the fork application to normal Audacity because not a lot of people agree with what normal Audacity is doing now. I know I didn't. However, if you want to know more about that, click the video in the top right to learn more about what happened to normal Audacity and Dark Audacity. There's actually 2 videos I mentioned that in, so I'll go ahead and put those 2 right after the other. Don't mind the giant white bar on the top right of the screen. So you might be thinking, like, why use Dark Audacity? Why not use any other open source recording application? Well, for one, I've learned on Audacity. I'm more familiar with Audacity than I am with Audition. I do have access to Audition right now, so I could do an Audition tutorial, but I'm not very skilled at it. I don't know what I'm doing in there. However, in Audacity, I do. Because it's older Audacity, it has plugin support. The newer one does too, but the Dark Audacity has support for 32-bit plugins. However, I did see that newer Audacity has a 64-bit installer and a 32-bit installer. I'm guessing if you install the 32-bit one, then you'll have access to those older 32-bit plugins, because I know that was an issue with other people with the could not load into library error. If you're worried about what newer Audacity is doing with the information on your computer, and like you're worried about like possible spyware issues and stuff, then go ahead and go with Dark Audacity. It's everything we need to do this voice, and as well as a lot of the other voices. Okay, so getting back on track here. First thing you want to do in Dark Audacity is you want to hit Control P. This will open up the Preferences menu. Then we're going to go to Devices, which is already here. And we're going to select a recording device. As you can see, I'm recording from my Whitty X. And I'm going to set this to mono. I don't know if anyone's questioning why I use mono, but for me, when I'm doing voice tutorials like this, usually the voice sounds a lot better in mono. Stereo, sometimes it works for some other voices, like the tricky voice. The voice sounded a little better in stereo, so it's just preference from voice to voice. However, I always default to mono, so we're going to select mono here. You don't want to touch anything else on this menu. Then we're going to go to quality. So you're going to want to choose your microphone sample rate. Most microphones, especially if it's a newer microphone, will record at 48,000 hertz. And you can see I already set it here in the bottom right corner. However, setting it up here will make it default for every single project you do, which will be good since if you use Audacity a lot, like me, I used it for my gameplay recordings and everything I did. It kind of gets annoying when you have to keep resetting this over and over again. So if this might be different for you, it might be automatically setting it up for my microphone. However, you kind of just want to leave that alone. Messing with the sample format can mess with your audio in some weird ways. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to click OK, and then everything should be set up. Well, not yet. So we're going to go up here, and then we're going to right click this and start monitoring. So as you can see, I'm talking normally. This is my normal video voice. However, you can see that we're going into the red a little bit. So I'm actually going to turn this down just a little bit. But however, we're setting it for the wrong thing, because we haven't even brought up the guitar yet, because we're recording guitar, not my voice. So we're going to leave that alone for now. We're going to keep it monitoring. And then this is the recording volume. So as you can see, once I keep lowering it, it reads out lower in there. But if I crank it all the way up, then now I'm like peaking like crazy. So we're going to go ahead and leave that monitoring, because now we need to set the guitar. So I have my amplifier set up. It's actually on my desk right now, just because I don't have a long enough microphone cord. And everything's all set up. I already have it to the preset, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn my guitar on, and we're going to do a microphone check to make sure that we're recording at the right recording level. So I'm going to set my microphone to, I'm actually going to set my microphone to interview is what I'm calling it. I just realized it was in omnidirectional mode. I don't know if I was going to mess with the audio at all. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do a little sound check. So from what I saw, we were still in the yellow. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. We actually should be good around there. Did I even hit record? Okay, I did. So I already have the tab memorized. However, I'm going to throw up what I'm playing right now. We're going to be playing Response 1 to Low Fight, which is the first song in the Whitty mod. Well, used to be the first song in the Whitty mod. And I'll have the tab up on screen right now, even a little bar to follow along with what I play. And we're going to go ahead and start recording our audio. So remember, with any voice, with any time you use Audacity, you're probably going to have some form of background noise. So we're going to hit record, and then we're going to wait at least 7 seconds. So that way that gives us white noise and background noise for us to do our noise reduction effect. So I'm going to go ahead and start that, and then I'm going to play Response 1. And alright, okay. So as you can see, I did take a little bit of tries to do that. It's pretty likely that you will too. What the hell happened? There you go. Because when you're recording this, as you can see, a lot of the notes were strung together. That was from noise of maybe the string hitting the pickup. My pickups are a little close. And maybe the noise of me hitting another string. You kind of want to play neatly, and you kind of want to keep the notes just a little bit separate, so it makes it easier for us to find it when we do these next few steps. Now we're going to do our noise effect. So go ahead and select your background noise. So mine was around here. And we're going to go ahead and go noise reduction and get noise profile. What we did there was we taught Dark Audacity what to cut out. So now it knows what it's looking for when it comes to background noise. Now you can either hit Control A or you can hit select here. It's good practice to hit the select button because it selects that one track. And if you're working with multiple tracks, doing Control A will select everything. So with your audio now selected, go to the noise reduction effect. And using these settings, we're just going to apply this, and we're going to apply our noise reduction effect. So you can see it did quiet a lot of this stuff down, and now we need to just get the audio that we need, because now we don't need any of this, and my last playing of it was the one that we need. So now you can see we have our audio file, our wave file right here, and you can see that I actually did a pretty good job at separating a lot of the notes. So it's not the best recording quality. However, with voices and how I'm trying to keep this tutorial simple, you know, we're going to work with this. So first, we're going to go ahead and compress the audio. And these are my settings for it. They might be default at this point because I have to re-download Dark Audacity. We're going to roll with what default settings give us. Next, I like to deal with the peaking right away before I do anything else. So we're going to do a hard limit. And we're going to limit it to -1 decibels. I don't apply makeup gain. I think that does something weird to the audio. So now you can see now we're not peaking anymore. We can do a little bit of a bass cut because it seems to be very heavy on the bass that does get blown out at some parts. Can do a bass cut and a little bit of treble cut just to try to control the audio to some extent. Oddly enough, applying distortion medium overdrive did do something for the voice, even though we already have overdrive to our guitar. However, I've noticed that it makes a lot of our audio square and easier to find. So what we can do now is, because how Friday Night Funkin works and how the notes work, a lot of the notes are very chopped up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do our boyfriend trick, and we're going to add another mono track, and then we're going to work between these two tracks, and we're going to cut out each individual note by copying and pasting it down here. So I'm going to time lapse this, and I'll see you guys after I'm done. And as you can see, the lower notes that maybe got blown out a little bit are very striated, so make sure you don't leave those ones out. This also helps us out with cutting out some string plucking noise, maybe the noise from the pickups. So this is actually very beneficial to us in different ways than just sounding like the actual game. Okay, so now we can solo this track, and then we can play it back to see what it sounds like. So for one thing, we need to turn this down. It's playing back way too loud. Second of all, you can hear that it's not in time. So the great thing about Dark Audacity and audio editing software like this is that you can drag and drop an MP3 into there. So you can actually go into the game files of Friday Night Funkin mods, and then you can pull out the instrumental. However, the instrumental is in a .ogg file normally, so you would need to convert it to an MP3 and then plop it into here. But if you have an instrumental behind it, then we can sync it up actually. Let's see if I actually do have the Whitty mod. I hope I do. Oh, I do. There we go. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this above our notes, and then we're gonna go ahead and work with what we got here. Okay, now we're gonna sync it up to the audio. It sounds okay. Okay, let's fix that. So you can see that we're actually syncing up to the music, and it takes a lot of this fine tuning. I've noticed that a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, thank you for making me want to delete Audacity. Like, well, okay. Alright, if you don't want to learn how to do the voice and not put in the work to do it, you know, see you later. You know, I make these videos for people that actually want to put in the work to learning how to do this. And, you know, for one, learning the program, there's a lot of people that are running into very simple issues, but if you just watch the video, you know, you'll pick up on what I'm actually trying to do. Okay. So for fun, just for fun, I'm thinking about doing, redoing Boyfriend's voice and actually putting it against, Whitty's voice here. And no, I'm not going to show you how to do it in this one. I'm going to do a different video on it, just so that way, people that are here to actually do the Whitty voice are actually learning how to do Whitty's voice. And, you know, I'm not teaching two voices at once, because then that'll get confusing. So, I'm going to, with the power of editing, I am going to additive dissolve transition to me at the end, and me hitting play on Boyfriend's voice, and playing this part, because this is actually going to take a little bit of time. Alright, 3, 2, 1, transition. Whoa! Okay, so it's not Boyfriend, but it sounds pretty cool. Feel free to use this voice for your own mods, or hey, if you want to make a mod of me. So as you can see, you're limited in some aspects. Like FL Studio, sure, I'd be able to keep doing all this. However, like, sure, you're limited in here, but like, I would have never found out how to make this voice if I didn't like mess up. Like, sure, it sounds like crap here, but like on its own, like, sure, it sounds like, but like with music behind it, it sounds pretty good. So lots of people complain like, oh, we can't do a lot in Audacity or Dark Audacity, but like, I just sunk up a song and made all this. Like, that's pretty cool. And I made like an entirely new voice. I was trying to make Boyfriends, but I messed up on the way. But it still made a new voice for possibly a new character. You ever heard that saying, limitations foster creativity? You know, if you're limited, like your options are limited, like then that causes you to be more creative. You think more outside the box, like, okay, what can I do with what I have here? And that's how I was able to come up with these voices, because, you know, Audacity is a very limited program, and I still found out how to make Pico and Boyfriend's voice for free. Even though other people, you know, would be quicker to say like, oh, you can't do it because it's not, you know, it's not advanced enough, you know, you don't have the options to do it. But however, I made my own options. Sure, it took a long time. I had to record it. I needed to set it to the right voice sounding. Then I needed to take out my individual sound clips, and then I needed to line them up using the time shift tool. For this one, I needed to individually tune each note, but sure, like despite all that, I still was able to do it. So to those people that watch my videos and, you know, want to do the voices I do, my one bit advice to you would be just don't give up. Like, it's annoying because it's not supposed to be possible. It's only hard because we're doing something that this program wasn't made to do. You know, this program wasn't made with pitch correction software. It wasn't made, like, it wasn't kept in mind that people were going to be doing crap like this, making very complex sounding voices and stuff. Okay, so that's enough of a rant from me. Let's move on to the FL Studio version, which is a lot easier to do for the Whitty voice. Alright, so while we're waiting, as a reminder, Ghost Link, my second channel, go check it out. You heard in the beginning that I was going to talk more about it at the end. I still am. I'm just reminding you, we're still going to talk about it. So make sure to stick around till the end to hear more about it. We have a lot of cool stuff over there, so, you know, especially if you're a fan of what I do and you want to see me do other things, just go ahead and, you know, just wait till the end. It'd be very cool. We got a cool, like, little trailer thing for you guys. Alright, so we are now in FL Studio. If you have any paid version of it, you will need a paid version of this, I believe, because I believe the trial version doesn't use sound fonts. Or you're not able to use sound fonts with the trial version. I am in a new project with an 808 limiter, and I have a Alesis V49 MIDI keyboard in front of me, which is what I use when I mess around with FL Studio. Right now we're going to go over to the MIDI settings, and we're going to go ahead and set up my controller. Okay, so now I got the controller set up. You can do this completely without a controller, however I find it easier because we can mess around with what notes we need. And what we're gonna do right now is I have a sound font downloaded. What is a sound font? It's basically a library of samples from different media sources, like typically they're from video games. So you can go on to musicalartifacts.com. That's the website, but you can type in Earthbound sound font into Google, and one of them would be like Megalovania / Earthbound Overdrive guitar, and that's this one. So once you download it and you unzip the file, it'll be in a zip file. Then you can just drag and drop it into your channel rack, and then here it is. Well, what a lot of people say is that in order to get this, you would need this sound font. This is apparently the one they used for Whitty. So if we just take the, like what we did before, go into EX, games, Whitty, and we can probably drag and drop the lo-fi instrumental into our track here. Maybe in the track 1. Yeah. The last time I recorded this video, I didn't play the whole thing. Might as well, since I have my keyboard. I'm actually having quite a lot of fun recording this video. If I had face cam on, you guys would see me like bopping my head to like the music and stuff. I forgot how good the music was for Whitty. Whoops. Kind of messed up there at the end, but you get the idea. So, there's a couple things we can change. First of all, let's assign, we can get rid of one of these. Let's assign this one to a track. We can give it track 5. Track 6. So, if we listen to the song, there's a couple things about Whitty's voice that we can hear. So there's a little bit of like modulation going on in his voice. I'm not sure how to replicate that. However, we can hear a little bit of reverb, and I believe it's reverb. I don't think it's a chorus effect. Let's try hardcore. Oh, okay, hang on. Let's try deleting that. Maybe we shouldn't have that effect coming before that one. Maybe it's just this. Did they just use hardcore for it? Are we getting that, like, after effect that we get here? Maybe it was delay. Just turn it to KF. I think that's the closest we're gonna get, actually. So let's see how it plays along with the song. This is for me experimenting with it. I always mess up at the end there, but that sounds pretty good to me. Let me know in the comments if there's a better way to make it sound better. I kind of just had the same thing over and over. Let me know in the comments if there's a better sounding version of this. If so, then I'll cover a lot of your suggestions in the next video. Let me just close out this, and then we can start the closing of the video. Cool, so thank you guys so much for watching. Now you guys know how to do Whitty's voice in both Dark Audacity and FL Studio. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe for more voice tutorials. I'm going to be going over a lot of the older tutorials, updating them for what happened with Audacity, as well as maybe tackling some new voices finally. And I guess just comment down below how your voice came out. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people would like to know, and for one, I know I want to know how your voice came out. And also, like this video if it helped you out. And before you guys go, thank you for sticking around to the end. I want to tell you guys about my second channel, Ghostlink. So Ghost Link is actually a name me and my 4 buddies came up with a long time ago. Brandon, Zach, and Corbin. So any like major series, like I'm playing Breath of the Wild with Zach, and as well as there's also cameos from Biggie, Jules, and Brandon in there. Those will be posted on that channel. Right now on that channel we only have 1 video, and that is the 1,000 subscriber special for this channel. Of course, I'm always thankful to you guys for giving me 1,000 subscribers. This is actually a pretty big milestone for my channel as of right now. So if you want to see my thanks and you want to see us shoot some guns, that video is over there right now. It's also on screen and also on the top right corner. Basically what this channel is for is if you want to support more of what I do and you want to see more of that IRL content like the skateboarding video and maybe see us play some games, go ahead and subscribe to that channel right now. I'll link it down in the description below, as well as at the end of this video. The times that I'm not uploading on this channel, I'll be uploading over there. Those will be like the videos that don't really fit the aesthetic of this channel, like maybe like best ofs and like maybe some like meme edits of our videos I do with my friends. You know, those will all go over there. And with that, I'll leave you with this last bit. This is a little bit of a trailer for our channel. So I hope you guys go check out that channel and please enjoy this small clip.
Fuck you.